Now that we have our image all cleaned up, what we need to do is, just like before, we don't want to lose our work, so we are going to right click on the layer that has removed the background, and we're going to duplicate it, and we'll keep this one for safekeeping. The little eyeballs in make it so that the layer is visible or not, and I'm going to turn it off so it's not visible, so we're just seeing our current layer. Now at this point what we want to do is we want to go to the high contrast effect, and what we're going to do is we're going to click on Filter, Adjustments, and go to Threshold. Now we want to click at the top of this box and move it around. What we're looking for, and you see this little triangle down here, that allows us to adjust the effect. We don't want to have the person with too much black that their eyes don't look like their eyes, and we don't want it so that they don't have a nose. So somewhere in between here, before it starts getting too dark and we can still see a nose, we want to go ahead and change it to. Once you have what you like, go ahead and say OK. And just like before, we're going to duplicate this layer. Right click, duplicate layer. Now at this point, what we need to do is we need to fill in some of the colors here. So what we need to do is we need to make another selection, and in this case I'm going to make a rough selection of her face, actually anywhere that there is skin. Okay, and you can see I missed a little bit, so I'm going to hold down the shift, and that'll allow us to add to it. Sorry here, it's giving me some issues, so I'm just going to try to fix that up. Now if you do include some of the black in your selection, that's okay, because it really won't apply the color to this black. Alright, so we have everywhere where we have her skin. Now what we're going to do is we are going to come down here to the color area. You can see mine is blue. If I arrow over it, it says Set Foreground Color. I want to click on that, and then I want to think of a skin tone that would work well for her. So most people's skin tones are down in here. I don't know any blue or red people. So we click in the little area here first, and then if you have that happen, what you need to do is minimize and then bring it back up. Now, so you start with the little bar, and then that brings up over here a more specific range of colors, and I'm going to go something like this. Probably needs to have a little more yellow in it. Not much though. And then I'm going to go ahead and say OK. So this is my new color. I'm going to say Edit, and then Fill Selection. So we have a selection. It's going to fill with the foreground color. We're going to go ahead and say OK. Now don't panic at this point, because what we're going to do is we are going to come over here to our layers area, and we're actually going to have it do what's called multiply. It's going to combine the current layer and the layer below it. So we change it from normal to multiply, and that should get you to the next step. Now at this point what I'm going to do is I'm going to say deselect, and this kind of depends on what you have going on, but I'm going to make another selection that is her shirt and apply a color to that, just like we did right here. But you don't have to watch that. So if you have a shirt color that you want to add, you can do that. Some of you might not have to take that step.